Keek on the mic, keek on the mic. Keek on the mic, keek on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. As you guys can tell, I am finally back at my little home studio in front of my beautiful microphone, and I'm officially going away from recording from my phone, so I'm happy to be back at my little mini home studio. And I have a really fun topic for you guys today, as the report out of Chicago is this. Packers running back Aaron Jones called Luke Getsy special after Bears hired him as their new offensive coordinator. And obviously, this is something that we've heard a lot, and we've talked a lot about Luke Getsy on the podcast. But this is obviously something that we've heard a lot. Different players from Green Bay praising Luke Getsy. We've heard Davante Adams come out and talk about how it was Luke Getsy that helped him become the receiver he is today. Aaron Rodgers has praised Luke Getsy as well. And now Aaron Jones has now praised Luke Getsy. So that's obviously good to hear. It gives you a little bit more confidence in Luke Getsy. Obviously, when players praise him, that doesn't mean he's going to be an outstanding offensive coordinator. That doesn't always translate like that. But obviously, it's really good to hear. And this comes from David Montgomery. Montgomery got a chance to talk to Aaron Jones while at the Super Bowl. And he told Jarrett Payton of WGN-TV that he got a chance to speak to Aaron Jones. And Aaron Jones had nothing but great things to say about Luke Getsy. These are the exact words that David Montgomery had to say about the conversation he had with Aaron Jones. I talked to Packers running back Aaron Jones at the Super Bowl in LA. We were backstage at NFL Honors, and he was telling me, yo, listen, Luke Getsy is the truth. You guys are getting something special in Chicago. And like I just mentioned, this is great to hear. Does this translate to Luke Getsy being the best offensive coordinator the Chicago Bears have ever had? No, not necessarily, but it's really nice to hear that Luke Getsy had an impact in Green Bay. Yes, he didn't call the plays in Green Bay, but he definitely helped a lot of players develop in Green Bay. Once again, he helped Davante Adams develop. Aaron Jones had nothing but good things to say about Luke Getsy, and it goes on and on and on. And yes, this will be Luke Getsy's first time as an offensive coordinator in the NFL, but hearing things like this gives you a little bit more confidence in Luke Getsy. And obviously, he's coming in to a very difficult situation, right? He's coming into a situation where the Bears offense is a work in progress. But I think with that, yes, the Bears offense is a work in progress, but I think Luke Getsy counts this as a very huge opportunity for him as well. When you look at the Bears offense, they haven't had a top 15 finish in about a decade now. So, and obviously when you look at last season, they were one of the worst in the NFL. Just imagine if Luke Getsy comes in and transforms Justin Fields, right, while making this Bears offense into an offensive powerhouse. There's going to be other organizations in the NFL rolling out the red carpet for Luke Getsy to make him the new head coach. And obviously, that's one of the reasons why he left Green Bay, right? He got the opportunity to call plays. And I think he does see a huge opportunity in regards to finally getting this Bears offense up to par. And I think he has a lot of confidence in Justin Fields. I think he sees that the Bears offensive playmakers has a lot of potential. So I think that's why he is taking the risk. This could all be a huge fail, right? This could all be a huge waste of time. And Luke Getsy can be as bad as some of the past offensive coordinators we've had in Chicago Bears history. I think it's a good start that players from the team that he's came from have a lot of confidence in him. And I think that's one of the reasons why I think Luke Getsy will do well in Chicago, because he has the ability to develop players. Once again, I'm going to go back to this. He was able to help develop a guy like Davante Adams. Davante Adams is one of the best receivers in the NFL now. Just think about that. But it does come with some risk again. Obviously, the Bears still have some massive problems with the offensive line. There's a lot of national media people and maybe some Bear fans that don't like the receiving core, right? He still has to make sure he's able to develop Justin Fields. So there's layers to this. It may not happen overnight, but yes, he has some opportunity to come here and maybe transform this Chicago Bears offense, but it's not going to be easy. But the one thing I can say about Luke Getsy, I think he is ready for the challenge. He embraces the challenge, and he's just excited to get the work. And one of the things I really like about Luke Getsy is that he is a personable guy, right? You can already tell that he's connecting with Justin Fields. He's connecting with Darnell Mooney. And the stuff that you hear from the ex-Packers players that he's coached, right? It's translating already in Chicago because Justin Fields is already loving Luke Getsy. Darnell Mooney has come out and said that he's loving Luke Getsy. And many Chicago Bears players, especially on the offense side of the ball, have already come out and said that they liked what they seen from Luke Getsy. And this would be huge if he can come to Chicago and transform this offense. It would be a lovely sight to see for some Bears fans. The Bears offense has been bad for years, right? Just like I just mentioned earlier in the podcast, the Bears haven't had a top 15 offense in about a decade now. I hope Luke Getsy can come in. I think he has the capability to do it, but at the same time, I will remain cautiously optimistic until I see it in person. Just because these players are coming out right and saying, oh, he's a great coach, blah, 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 doesn't mean it's going to translate into us having a good offense. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm optimistic that he can get us to that point, but it doesn't always mean that Luke Getsy will get the job done. So how do you guys feel about this report? Do you have high hopes in Luke Getsy transforming the Chicago Bears offense? Let me know down below in the comment section. But before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, I'll be back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic.